Hello, hello, hello. This is Caroline Mary, and I am your host of Ascension TV Online. Welcome back. I missed last week because I wasn't feeling great, and my guest also wasn't feeling great. So if you've also had the flu and cold that's been going around, I hope you're feeling better now in time for Christmas. And I hope you're able to take some time out for yourself in this really busy time. I have certainly felt the energies of slowing down, releasing, letting go. I have been clearing out journals. Um, so I don't know if any of you journal, but when I journal, I also don't, I put in my things that I'm releasing, but I also, when I'm getting downloads of ideas, I put them in and make notes, and then I collate them all into a list for my to-do list, basically. So it actually comes into fruition in the world, right? So I hope that you're able to do things like that before the new year so you can start into 2026 with if not a clean slate, at least a clear move forward so that you can let anything go, that you can consolidate any ideas and move forward with clarity in your plans and dreams and goals for what you'd like to create for 2026. So I have let go of I had a big vision board kind of illustration that I'd made at the beginning of the year. And I was looking through it thinking, yep, I've done a lot of that. I haven't done everything. I had a music project I wanted to do. And I also wanted to record the audio version of my book. I don't know where I've put my book now, but I wanted to record that and I didn't get around to that. And I've been working really hard on finishing two healing manuals. And that has been really important for me so that I can actually start teaching healing modalities that I've been working on for a few years and working with for a few years. So, what I wanted to talk to you today about is ascended masters and spirit guides and how we can let ourselves be supported in our ascension journey. Now, when I'm thinking about what I want to talk about ascension, why did I have this name come to me, Ascension TV Online? It's because that's the time we're in. We're in a time of ascension of the planet as a collective and as individuals. Now, if you've heard me talking at all, you'll know that I went through awakenings. I had a vision as a child where I felt like I had this moment of God, where I really felt like time stopped still and I just felt this energy. And then I had a really similar thing when I was in university and I was reminded of that. And I always felt really connected to and really like I knew that Jesus was a real person, not in the biblical sense, but just like the real version. Whatever that looked like, I had a sense that he was this dude that really loved us and wanted to help us and didn't think he was better than us. He is like a brother. And I carried that for many years, but I also obviously had my earth life. I had my bad, unhealthy habits, if you like. I smoked marijuana for years. And even though I didn't really like drinking as such, I kind of, copied people and I really veered off my what I felt like was my spiritual path until I was in Portugal in 2014, where I was in a ceremony and I just felt this really strong, right, this is it now. I've got to stop messing around. I shaved my dreadlocks off. I started giving away my all of the things that I had. We were living in a camper van at a time and I had musical instruments. I had poi, I had fire poi, I had so much material and wool and just so much stuff. And I love all of it. Like all of that craft and music is so important to me. But it was all part of the like a persona that I had. And I knew I wasn't that persona because I would go places where everyone looked like me with our hippie things. And I just was like, I'm here, but I'm not here. And I've had that in so many parts of my life. And that is not because I didn't like the people or the things that I was doing. I just felt like I was at odds with myself. So I started this process of shedding and shedding and shedding. And I got to a point where I had barely anything from my previous iterations of my life. And I really felt, just checking that I'm recording, I really I got to the point where I was like, wow, I'm so stripped bare. I don't even know who I am anymore. And I was living in this house, in this flat, actually, not far from here in mid Wales, just north from here. And I was said to spirit. And when I say spirit, I meant like my guides, my higher self, God, any of the beings in the spirit realms that would help me. And I was like, I just don't even know what to do with myself. I don't know who I am anymore. And the answer I got is feel your essence. And because I'd stripped so much back, it was, wow, yeah, the thing that we have that is enduring is our presence, our own presence. Now, I know I can say sometimes, I'm a soul in a body, but it's not true. We have an energy field, and that is our true self, and the body is within that. And we are enlivening the body, if you will, with our presence. And of course, you could say it is alive anyway. Sure, you could say that. But does a car drive without a driver? No, it has potential, but it's still a machine, like a tree, that falls over. The life force is either going to go, and then the body of the tree will compost down, or it'll start growing again, right? Because it's, you've seen those trees, I'm sure, that lie down and the trees start growing. You have multiple trees from this one tree. So I always knew this from a young age, but I didn't really know how that translated into life. And I have seen something that's really closing for me. We're in a 9 year, right? Something that's really come home to me this year is how I have lived with many very distorted, I would say religious ways of being that have stopped me really enjoying my life and my physical beingness and presence. And I call this something like the Buddhistic nihilistic. This was a kind of joke that I kind of came up with years ago when I understood, if you like, this presence and, not being selfish and all this stuff and this idea that we just dissolve into the oneness. But actually, it got to the point where it's like, it's right, it's like a form of nihilism where you're just completely in self-denial. And actually, that hasn't been serving me. It's made me really unhappy. So, on one hand, I've created a lot because I believe in being of service, in the best way we can, and sharing with the world our gifts and skills and talents and wishes and passions. But you still have to. You still have a personhood. You still have an element of selfhood. Call it the slice of the divine or the I am presence, whatever that is. Your unique vessel and beingness as God expressing itself, if you will, whether it's a grain of sand, a tree, we can't pretend that we don't have that we're not manifesting through that. And it's been a really big challenge for me for many years on and off as this very existential quandary that I've felt myself in. But what I want to talk to you today about is in our ascension journey, as in how we are living as soul in form, as spirit in form, as presence in form, if you like. We can be supported by many, 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 many beings in the light. So people would call these spirit guides. We have guardian angels, there's a host of heaven, there's an Elohim. There's so many beings beyond my comprehension and my full knowledge. It's not my specialty in any way, shape, or form. I'm like somebody that's interested in a lot and doesn't specialize in a lot, except for their healing arts, I would say. But I really felt when I was tuning in, I pulled a card for myself this morning, and I will show you that now from this deck, which is one of my favorite decks, Divine Masters. I did have Carl Gray's one of his earlier decks, and I must get another copy of it. Actually, I love it. I can't think of the name of it now, but I think it was Masters and Angels, but I gave it away to some friends in Portugal. And today I said, what do I need to know? And then I felt like I needed to get clearer for the question, because I often just say, what do I need to know? And it's very ambiguous, right? But actually I said, what do I need to know for my healing, right? And this was the message I got, and this was the being I got. I got Hilarion, and he's a ascended master Hilarion. I think he has got his retreat is above Crete, if I remember rightly. So I just give you an overview though. Okay, so ascended masters are beings that we might know, such as Jesus, um, Mother Mary, Isis, Hathor, Mary Magdalene, Saint Germain, Lady Portia, who is the twin flame of Saint Germain, and there's many other ones. Okay, and from every culture in the world, there are gods and goddesses. Now, these are not the Godhead, these are these very enlightened beings, powerful beings, beings that know their own creatorship and have taken on that mantle. Now, does that mean that they're not mythical beings? No. Does it mean that they're therefore not real? Maybe, maybe not. So it's up to us to have discernment, because some beings, such as Isis, it's thought that Isis is actually a manifestation of Mother Mary, who is also a manifestation of Quan Yin. To me, all beings are the manifestation of God, right? The ultimate Godhead. And as such, we carry the male, the female energy, and in unity, we become a whole being. Our soul is non-binary, and I really believe that's why there's so much gender fluidity on Earth. I've certainly seen many aspects of my male lives and female lives that I've had. So parts of my soul that have embodied in different lifetimes and in different bodies, right? And I can feel when I've got a very masculine energy, I'm very focused, I'm very driven, I'm very practical, physical. And I know when I'm in my feminine, I'm softer, I'm creative, I might be more emotional, I'm feeling more, there's softness, there's surrender. So we all have access to it. So in terms of the ascended masters, so say we have Hilarion here. I'm going to actually just make a prayer. Thank you, higher selves, guides, and angels of all on this call. May you guide us and may you surround us in a protective energy field for the duration of this episode. And may I receive all of the wisdoms that I need to impart to my friends here on this TV channel. Um, and actually, this is funny because I'm just getting a reminder that some years ago when I was in Portugal, I was in this bit of a moment of what's going on? Why can't I move forward in my business? Blah blah blah. Because I really want to help people. From a child when I knew that I had this really profound vision, I was like, I've got to share this with people. Now, actually, I haven't been doing that. I want to coach, I write, I share stuff, I make healing, well-being fairs, but have not actually been sharing the essence of what I received in that time. And like, if you've ever had a download, which means like a spiritual moment where you receive gnosis, right? And clear knowing, clear cognizance, you get a feeling, but it opens up. It's like an essay starts opening up. So you've had this information, and this is how many clairvoyants work as well, mediums. They'll have it's like an energy transmission that contains information. Okay, and it comes very quickly because it's not like you have to read it. It's just like in your mind. And what I was getting then is a reminder of when I was a child in that moment, what the essence that I wanted to give to people is the liberation and freedom that comes when you know that God exists and that there is, we are in the heart mind of God, right? We can't possibly exist outside of that. People think they do. People think it doesn't exist. Fine, you can say we're just in a physical reality. Well, so what? Where does that come from? What does that mean? Existence. It's like existence is God. And that which is believing itself to not be God doesn't mean it's not of God. It just means it has a complete detachment from letting that light in and the connection to the all. And I went through years of this, for like many years, because I was thinking, well, can I believe this vision that I'd had? Can I really believe it? What if I got it wrong? What if people think I'm stupid? Yeah, what if you get it wrong? Like, Still, it could be wrong, but for me, the feeling has never gone away. It's just got dulled down, or I have aspects of myself coming to the surface where I'm seeing past life, other life, this life, child stuff, when I'm not proud of myself, fucked up, things I fucked up, you know but the essence is still there. Like everything in my life is driven from that. It drives me to have to look at my actions, try to take more responsibility, do the right thing, be as kind and courteous when I can, be honorable in my transactions. And I mess up, it's not like I don't mess up, but having that like underpinning belief and faith helps me get up every day again, make my prayers, give thanks, come back to alignment, ask for the prayers and healing. And this is why when I have a long list of topics that I would like to cover through blogs or Ascension TV or other outlets, because I've always had these moments of revelation that come to me, and when they come to me and help me, I want to share them. And it's just finding the way I actually put that out into the world. And I was scanning through and I hit Ascended Masters. I was like, this, I know, this is it. So again, if you're just starting out on this, trust those knowings and follow them. And the more you do, it's like a muscle, it will get stronger and it gets easier and easier. Like I was working this morning, I had this sense, hang on, I need to have a break because I can be one of those super focused people, right? I have neurodivergent energies, and I can get into a real frenetic state if I just keep working and try and finish the thing I've started and work for like 3 hours. And I've learned now, just do half an hour, stop, have a break, change the energy, do something different and come back to it. Otherwise, I get really not, comfortable. And I pulled this card. Now, on this card, it says, I was like, oh, it's Hilarion. The green energy is very much to do with Archangel Raphael and the energy of healing. And it's not, the green ray is not just about healing, it's also science and arts. So it's why music, arts, and energy, sound healing, all of that, it's all together. It's not this or that, it's all of it, because music is healing, sound is healing, and science obviously reflects like the physicality of what's happening in healing. So it's all together. And I thought, oh yeah, that's great. I was asking, right? I asked, what do I need to know about my healing? And I was shown this card thinking, oh yeah, of course I need to heal. But the message on the card is divine emergence, be seen, let the world know your gifts. Now, phew, I'm an old soul, like many people I know. We all have many gifts, and it can be overwhelming sometimes. Like, well, how do I know what to share? Well, I certainly know that when I get going, I talk, which is why Ascension TV is perfect for me. I love hearing from other people. I love having guests on my show. And then my guest from this week was actually ill, so you're not always going to get me. I'm going to be building up more and more guests to appear on the show, but I have a lot I would like to share, which is why I have a continuous stream of books that I'm working on. Because I've sat in meditation a lot. I have prayed a lot. I have asked for help from God and Spirit a lot because I've had a lot of gnarly stuff going on. I was really unhappy as a kid. I did not like the way the world was. I felt very responsible, as in, like, what the hell can I do? I believe in God, therefore I'm going to be of service. Therefore, you better show me what to do. I used to pray this all the time. Show me what I'm here to do. Show me, show me, show me. And I wasn't necessarily ready, but also, like many people, I have had to live through a lot of karma in my life. I had to get sectioned. I had my diagnosis of bipolar. I had to have my bumpy awakening and experience those challenges and feeling betrayed, right? So I couldn't have done this 20 years ago, right? It wasn't time. Maybe it wouldn't have landed. I wasn't mature enough. I wasn't grounded enough. I wasn't like stabilized in my energy field enough. But now I am, and here I am. And it really feels like being seen and speaking my truth about my real beliefs, not yada, the part in me that can have a sarcastic or slightly satirical look on the world, bit bit sarcastic, a little bit bitter because I felt hurt. No, 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 no. Those are all parts of me. They're all aspects. You could say ego aspects, but they're not the essence of what I believe in, right? My belief is that God is within us all, surrounding us all, in and out. We are divine beings. We're infinite beings. We are walking masters, learning mastery on earth. And earth is like a school, right? And the reason why these guys are so good to know about ascended masters is because they will help us. Like, if you've ever felt like let down by family or friends, that's because they're human, okay? When we're in a human body, we have to drag our human ass around. We have specific certain hours in the day, and we have our own soul curriculum for us to do in the day. If people have children, like I have felt let down by friends with children time and time again. Which is ridiculous, I know, but my inner child was so desperate for love and connection that then I would seek friends and then be like, oh, da, da. But they had their children. Like I'm not their child, right? And obviously, the mastery is to come back to yourself and hold space for yourself and be the parent of yourself and also lean into these guys because they don't have a physical body. They don't have to earn money. They're in their spirit form. They can be with you. They can just be boom, straight there with you. You can call upon them. The other night I had Mother Mary, I had the Divine Mother. I had Isis, not Isis. I'm sorry. I had Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, Quan Yin, and the Divine Mother, and they were all bringing healing in. I was reading the book that I'm in, right, the Mary Magdalene Oracle, and because I hadn't finished all the chapters, and I thought I want to finish them all so that I can connect to all of the authors, my fellow authors, these priestesses of the rose, so that I can have them on the show and get to know their stories a lot better. And I did one of the meditations, and I felt them all there. They were so profound, and they are there. They're free. You don't have to pay. Yeah. So if you ever have this like, oh man, I feel so crap and I don't have money to pay like someone like Caroline or somebody else I don't have money for therapy or healing, you don't have to. Like you don't even have to buy an oracle deck, right? You can go online and like there's an app. I've got an app on my phone that's like a free oracle deck. If I can find my phone, I'll tell you it, right? There are many, many resources and the reason why is because they want to help us to do well. They want us to do the best that we can do. Now let me find. So this oracle deck is let me see. Oh, hello. Let's have a look. Tools and support settings. About. So, welcome to the Indigo's Oracle Cards app. Okay, so Indigo's Oracle Cards app. So, if you look on your app, Indigo's is a French studio founded by Frederic Calendini. Right? So, this is a free app and it's got hundreds of oracle cards, right, on it. And you've got a today's card, and the today's card is be and work, and the spirit of the bee is coming to you to help you see the positive aspects of work. Now, how relevant is that? Because I don't know about you, if you do work with spirit, you might have it be inundated with ideas, and if you've got a regular job, you're going to have like a stack load of work. It doesn't stop, right? We are on Earth. It's like we're bees in the hive or we're ants in their little nest. It doesn't work. It doesn't stop, rather. Life does not stop. And the business of life is that journey, the cycle. But there's an ebb and flow for us, obviously, in the Northern Hemisphere. We've got winter, we slow down. But there's different textures of work, and I struggle with things purely because a lot of the time I don't trust myself. That inverted Buddhistic nihilistic that said, oh, no, 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 you don't need to do that. You don't need to do this. You don't need to show up in the world. Nobody really wants you. Blah, blah, blah. All of that stuff can make us really introverted and just stop. And it feels very hard, and our energy field is out of whack, and our chakras shut down. But actually, whether you're baking a cake, whether you're the person that serves in a cafe, I've done this, whether you're sitting at a checkout till, I've done this, whether you're working in the factory, I have done this, whether you're scrubbing floors with literally a I used to have a toothbrush in my toolkit when I was a cleaner so I could really get into the bits, right? They are all valid jobs. Whether you're a gardener, I've done that for people, you know what I mean? I've done done a lot of crappy, like hard jobs, but it really showed me the worth of every single part of our human existence is we're working as a team. And I have prayed to be in the position that I'm in now, but I didn't think I would get here. I really, really didn't. And the thought of doing this show was like a dream when it dropped in. And then I had messages, no, it's not the right time, you're not ready, da, 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 right? So, but what the point is, these guys have helped me. The ascended masters and angels have helped me again and again and again and again and again. If you're sat at night going, blah, 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 la, la, and you can't really talk about spiritual stuff to your mum or your best friend, or you don't, you feel too much shame, these are the guys to go to, right? These divine masters are the guys to help you because they've seen it all. They have, most of them, not all of them, some won't have incarnated on earth, but many, many, many of them have walked the same lives that we've had. They've been a mother, a father, a sister, a brother, a lover, the bad, the good, the ugly. And they've come out the other side, they've escaped samsara if you want to look at it like that. But it's not about judgment and escape, it's about learning. And that's okay. Like if we see ourselves in a school, then no matter how much you fuck up, you can pick yourself up and go, right, what did I learn? What can I do better? What did I do? Okay, what is the curriculum? And actually next year you'll start seeing me bring out my Coming to Peace curriculum, which will be a whole load of online courses. I've already got my PDFs on the website, and that's not the entirety of it, because what I wanted to do, or what the feeling was that wants to come through me, is a way of looking at every single theme on earth. So whether it's sex or money or your home or your clothes, even your diet, your exercise, your relationships, every single aspect can be looked at and learnt from and like up leveled, if you like. And a big realization for me this year, and again through working with these guys, has been I have had challenges with other people, and the ego wants to make it, or certainly the superior ego will make the other person the problem because it's too hard to see that you're the problem. And it's not a problem as in bad or how can I say it? Not bad as in irretrievably wrong, but like when I have felt so down on myself, no matter who I'd be around, I would pedestal them, put me down. And then that doesn't feel great, right? So then you're like, oh no, I want to find a way where I'm the better one, or I'm as good as that. And it's just ego games, right? It's just crazy. Everyone does it to a degree or not, or whether they're aware of it or whatever. Doesn't matter. But the point is, some of that stuff is really hard to acknowledge and like talk to people about. I know I masked for ages, so people that, and I say something and people are like, you're not like that. Oh, I'm like, yeah, I'm me. Like I know what goes on the inside, and you can say it's just head stuff. Yes, it is. But if you've got it going on, it's still something you need to address. Whether you can say it's entities, so energies that are affecting us, that is true. You can make your prayers and ask that any energies are not ours. And let's make this prayer now. So thank you, guys and angels, higher selves, for bringing in a healing energy. So taking away any energies that are not ours, removing it that is not for our highest and best good, sending it to the light or from whence it came for the highest and best good of all. Because it's true, right? There are a lot of energies on earth, and there's a lot of energies in the other realms that are not necessarily for our highest and best good, and they can really influence us. But the point is, when we take full responsibility and don't just blame, we call it back to ourselves, we can start doing that work, composting all those shadow parts, bringing the love in, hearing them, integrating those soul aspects. And again, I'll say it again and again, these guys can help us, okay? And for me, the work that I needed to do to help myself was just keep being more me, talk about stuff that's really important to me. Like I spent years of coming back really to the Ascended Masters. I spent years like gorging online, resources on the Ascended Masters. So there was a website called ascension-research.org, I think it was. I'm not sure if it's live now, but it literally had like a library of all the different masters and gods and goddesses and different realms. And it also talked about the retreats. So if you've not heard of this, in the other realms, above certain points on the earth, which would be the chakras of the earth, for example, like above Glastonbury, the Tor, above Stonehenge, above like the pyramids, above the Himalayas, Lake Titicaca, Mount Shasta, all of these very key pertinent places. In the higher realm, there is what they call like an etheric temple, a retreat of each of these masters, and they work together with their twin flame and the angels of those rays and bring in healing and information and education. So at night, we will go and travel to the appropriate other schools, right, where we're doing work with these beings. So it's not new. Like if you pull a card with somebody like these, I'm going to call one for all of us, right? It's not like, oh, I can't work with them. It's no, no, they are calling you to work with you. It's like they want to work with you, like a teacher that teaches in school. No, no, they want to work with you. The kids in the school go, oh no, I'm not worthy to have these teachers. No, it's the same with these, okay? They just happen to be like more well known and like evolved, da, 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 da. But it doesn't mean they haven't made mistakes. They haven't earned their stripes, right? So I'm just going to ask, there we go. Ooh, I love that. So we had Horus, okay? So I'm going to ask if there's another one. Yes. Okay. So let's see. Who else wants to come? Oh, hello there. There we go. So that is, I was just expecting we have a man and we have a woman. Okay, so divine feminine, divine masculine. And today you have Horus, manifestation vortex. Beliefs make manifest, thoughts attract and create. So most people these days have heard of the law of attraction and vision boards and manifestation. And it's so ridiculous because in the old days, people just did what they wanted and did it, right? They didn't think, oh, I'd better make a vision board and then I can find a house. They either were stuck, fine, or they just got married and they knew that they were going to have a house and they had a house. So I don't know, it's almost like we've just discovered, but it's very useful to talk about it because it has been that there were those that had and those that didn't. And now it's leveling. It's like, no, that's bollocks. Just because you come from poverty, maybe, doesn't mean you can't own a house or, I don't know, whatever, have that experience that you want. Okay, whatever it is. Owning a house is something that I want purely because I want to be able to do stuff to the house and not then have to put it back and worry like, oh, what's the landlord going to do? I want to use my home in the way that I want to use a home, right? I don't want the constrictions of rental accommodation, right? I've been very lucky with my with many of my landlords, but it's still not the same, right? You can't like do a adaptation that you want to do, right? Until you own a home. So knowing about our manifestation vortex, think of Abraham Hicks. It's really important to remember that as creative beings, our creations, if we have it as a wish, it's probably because creation would like to bring it into the world. Obviously, not those that are harmful to other people, right? We might still create that thing and then we're going to have a backlash because there is a cause and effect going on. Might call it karma. So there is a real strong energy. And if you see, there's a beautiful picture. I don't know if you can see that. That's like the vortex around. Okay. It's like the higher self and the crown chakra and the overlit by eagle up here. So it's with this energy, it's especially at the end of the year, we're coming up to a new moon and then we'll have a new year, right? It's really important to think right now, what is it you would like to bring forth into the world? And if you see it like that, it's not selfish anymore. It's like if you, for example, one of the reasons I'd like also like a bigger home is so that I can actually host family gatherings because my dad is not much of a hoster, right? He just doesn't do Christmas. He's just not. But I would like to have a house. I can bring my brothers together, my nieces and nephews, my cousins, and be the gatherer. I love that. I don't have children, but I certainly love gathering people together. I can't do it living in a flat. It's not big enough, right? It doesn't work. So, not rather than just thinking, I want this thing, oh, I can't have it, it seems impossible. No, expand it into vision. This is what I love. I love doing this in coaching. This is why I love coaching, not counseling and not just healing, because there's a creatorship that comes through. And the other side of it is if we are not believing we can have what we have, that's when you do your inner work. And later on, I will be recording my 12 days of Christmas, which will be little videos to help you come to peace and things that you can do to help yourself heal and like percolate and compost that inner stuff, the beliefs that are holding us back from being in our full creatorship. And it doesn't mean that, oh, that's great. Phew, we just get to have money. It's what else might we want to bring into the world? Like, for example, I wanted to make a TV channel. Okay, great. You just get your YouTube channel. I know in the new year, I probably will start collating all of my material and putting them onto another podcast platform. So it's what can I bring forth into the world in creativity? Is it a book you want to write? Is it you want to make a shop? Maybe you want to make an animal retreat. Like everyone has a different wish, and the reasons why it all works together so well is if everyone takes their mantle of true creativity and follows it. That's how the earth lifts up. That's how we live in harmony because we're living our joy. We're not living somebody else's shoulda, woulda, couldas. Like, oh, you're clever, so blah, 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 you should do this. Like, as a kid, I was like, I don't know what to do because nothing in the world, it just didn't. Apart from like going to be a nun, there was like nothing in the world. I was like, yeah, I could be a doctor. I could be a lawyer. I could be a nurse. I could do this stuff because I'm clever, blah, blah, blah. I'm academically capable. I didn't want to do it and it didn't feel like true in my heart. This shit does because I love talking about it. I love talking about other lives, other realms. I don't know, it's just my thing, right? So and manifesting and the coaching work that I do, it's not strategy coaching, it is healer energy coaching. It's getting people into full alignment, which is why the branding I've used for a few years is Ascension alignment coaching. I will be shifting it in the new year, but it's because it's when you're in alignment, things, the next arising creative output happens. If we're not, and we're like this is when you need to heal. You need to regulate your nervous system, you need to compost some inner stuff, and then the flow starts happening again. Okay. And I've seen this so many times in my life. Okay. And if there's something you want and you don't get it, and you're in this thing, it's a sign, just do some work, right? It's not rocket science. Journal it out, ask yourself some questions, talk to a friend, just admit to yourself, oh yeah, I don't actually believe this. I'm projecting this reality onto the world from my set of beliefs when actually I am a child of God, I'm a being of God, I'm a light being, I am a creator, I can co-create. It doesn't mean we're the dictator of the reality of the whole reality. It means that we take up our element of our co-creatorship like a flower in the field. It's not controlling the whole field, but it can create through itself, right? Okay, so I'm just going to tune in. I'm getting so much energy and shivers through this. Oh, yeah, my whole equa. And this is real balance, actually. And this is quite funny. I really this is really funny, actually. Okay, so on Quan Yin's card, we've got enlightened action, choose compassion and move forward with grace. Now, I was doing a Ho'oponopono prayer this morning because there's a few girls in, well, a lot of people in my life I've walked away from knowing that I just needed to explore my path. I needed to shake off my old kind of hippie self. I needed to just keep, I needed to find myself, right? And I didn't go to India. I just went to move to Portugal and back a few times, right? And as a result, though, I've really let go of a lot of people, and it doesn't sit easy with me because some of it is not resolved. So I've been doing this Ho'oponopono, and oh my God, it shifted so much energy. I just got up really early and I just started doing loads of things this morning. So I know if you do the inner work, the energy shifts, and you'll do the thing. You'll be taking enlightened actions. Now, if you have ever contemplated the male-female energies, I would always take the creativity and the emotions and the inner world to be very feminine and the action to be masculine. And actually, these two cards are like opposites, which is hilarious. I love it. But it just goes to show we all embody both. It's not one or the other, right? We are whole beings. So when we're dreaming and believing in our creative pursuits, then it's time we take enlightened action. And really, there is a balance in that as well, I will say, because I have been self-employed. I have taken it upon myself that I need to work 9 to 5 and I just need to, and it's been really like, And that's not the way to work. Not in the new way. That is old school. That's the robot. That's the Matrix world. Like, here it is. Duh, duh, duh. Now it's checking what is the next thing. And some of the jobs that I do, they're challenging, right? In the health and safety element of my healing manual has been so challenging. So rather than trying to do it all in one go, which has been one extreme of my idea of how to get this done, which didn't really work because it made me depressed, I've taken my time and gone the other way and gone, actually, just do 10 minutes and then put it down and do something more fun, like make my, dress my Christmas tree, or, write my plan for the next few years, or blah, blah, blah. Okay, wrap some presents, it's Christmas, come back to it. Okay, so mixing it up. And that way you get little lifts. You can ask the higher self and your guides, show me how to make this easier, simplify this, who can I help? So prayer is such an important part of connecting with these guys, because everyone will be having, everyone has guides and teachers. You'll have a one main guide in your life, and then you'll have many others that will come and go that specialize in certain things that will teach you. Like, you might have one that goes off and teaches you about a galactic civilizations. You might have one that's like helping you be a better mother, whatever it is, okay, that you're doing in your life. If you so choose, there will be angels and guides to help you, that want to help you. That's their job. That is helping them fulfill their job to help you fulfill your job. Okay. So I, as a coach, I absolutely love it when you see people just start flourishing because you've just helped them shift some energy. Oh my God. And they're liberated. It's like, yes. And they're just flowing and off they go. Right. It's like unclipping the wings of somebody and they're flying. Okay, that's what these guys do. And it came to me years ago that the reason why coaching is such a big thing is because there's a lot of soul guides living. Like, I am one of those people. I've been told this before. I do work in the other realms in the sleep. I'm not a great human, right? But my soul, she's all right. So that's why I love coaching in this life, because it's possible that I will be one of your guides in another, in the other realms. And I have guides, it's not like I'm the top of this. No one's the top of the stack. We're all learning from each other because we've all got different skill sets. So having a coach or having a mentor in any way, shape, or form, it's just like having the teacher. You want to learn how to write a book, you go to a seminar. You want to learn to build a house, you go to a seminar. It's just the same. But there's so much more. And the benefit from these guys is that, I'm going to put these down now, I'm holding them. The benefit from the spirit guides and the angels is that they're there on tap. So unlike, if I went through a phase of phoning one particular friend, and also she was a mother as well, and just by chance, she just wouldn't pick up when I was having a wobble, basically. And it got to the point it was like, geez, is she doing this on purpose? And then literally, really quickly, like, she did answer one day, and she was like, oh, I'm so sorry, I keep missing you. I'm just busy. I'm always busy at the time you call. And I knew better than to make this about her or us and our friendship. I really could see it was like spirits going, look, you need to learn the tools to do this yourself. And you can't rely on one person. It's just impossible. Okay. I know I've done it before, and I'm sure you might resonate with that, if you've had challenges a lot in your life. And I feel like I took on a lot of challenges in this life, not necessarily practical, but in here, and a lot of the challenges from past lives and yada yada yada. So I have had a lot of times where I've like, geez, and because of being sectioned, it meant that for me, going to a therapist or any professional wasn't a safe thing, because it didn't feel safe to talk as me, my multi-dimensional self, my beliefs, my particular bandwidth of reality, and past lives, and how I see things working together. Like, unless somebody has that paradigm, the person can't really help, and they'll be like, you don't have to look all of that, and it's not helpful for me. So I spent a long time just holding it in, going, well, where do I get the help? And of course, that's because part of my work has been to learn a lot of tools and do the work myself. And this is really ultimately how we have self-mastery, okay? We don't just keep reaching out. but there is help and it's appropriate help. And one of the prayers that you can do is show me who can help me, or show me the guys, which is what I did. What do I need to know? Who do I need to talk to today for my best and highest good? What's the action step I need to take? Okay. So it's brilliant. This is how it works. And it might be a human. I'm going to be having some counseling that I applied for like almost a year ago after Christmas with a beautiful lady. Because why not? I'm allowed, right? The pregnancy and then the miscarriage that I had last year, it shook up a lot of PTSD that I had, and it's multi-layered from other lives. And it really put me on the back foot, right? So I'm like, okay, great, I'm going to get some free help. But actually, a lot of the work I do is alone, and it's with the Ascended Masters and the guides, okay? And that is why I wanted to share with you today. There are so many beings out there, even if you don't see, like if you're clairvoyant, you will see guides. So I've had people when I did my angelic healing training, a lot of the people that I was on the call for, they were like, oh yeah, you've got Mother Mary and Jesus around you. I'm like, yeah, that figures. Okay. And sometimes I forget if I'm in a wobble, like as in when I say a wobble, that's a part of my ego integrating. Okay. And it's like my negative, hurtful, or hurting child, right? When those parts are coming in, I talk about sky mind, cloud mind, right? We did this on another call a few weeks ago. When you're having a cloud, you don't necessarily always have your full faculties of sky mind. Okay. So I don't always see these guys. I don't always believe that they're going to help me, but they help us all because they know who we really are underneath the cloud. They know we want to help people. They know we want to do good in the world. So they're going to help us, right? I don't see spirit like that. I feel them, and I can feel the energy as I'm talking to you because it's shifting me to be talking about this type of subject because this is more woo than I might ordinarily talk about, but it's what I need to be talking about because that is the stuff that people need to know. Like, this is why Diana Cooper, people like this are very popular because she is holding she is sharing wisdom that we need to know so that we don't feel alone when we're struggling. We don't think we're the only one going through this stuff because we're in such an important time on earth. We are expanding and growing, and that's why so many people are popping off the planet. That's why shit's hitting the fan. There's so much negativity coming up because people are purging. The subconscious is purging and it's coming out. Okay, so I'm just going to tune in. Is there anything else you want to say? I feel like I'm streaming this, so it is going quite quickly because there's a lot of information coming through. Okay, we're going to do an exercise. We're going to connect. All right. Yeah, perfect. And before we do that, I want to introduce you to this deck that I have. It's a very well-worn box, as you can see, because I take it a lot of places and I love it. So this is by Angela Aurora Medway Smith, who is, let's say, that's it, artwork by Kieran Morgan, who is a co-author of mine, as is Angela. And these two beautiful beings created this deck, and it has got beautiful cards. For example, the Ray number 3 with Lady Nada, Mary Magdalene, and I am creation. Okay, rose pink flame, the flame of the ray of new beginnings. Okay, now in this deck, this is Jesus's card. I love that one. Number 1. Okay, in this deck and in this body of work, there is a thing called Ascension numerology, which is where you add up your date of birth, your whole date of birth and reduce it down. So my date of birth is the 8th of the 8th, 1981. I always knew that was the thing. It's the Lion's Gate. Now I've heard, in latter years, and there's a reason that I was born on that day. But we all choose the date that we're born on, okay, for the reason that we obviously get a star chart and the numerology that we're working with in our lifetime, okay? So I add up 8 plus 8 plus 1 plus 9 plus 8 plus 1. It adds up to 35 and it reduces down. 3 plus 5 equals 8. So it reduces to 8 as well, which who knew? I didn't know that until recent years, okay? I looked at a book called from Dan Millman about numerology, and there we go, 35A, specific energies. And in this body of work, 8 is the ray of harmony. And the overlighting presence are Quan Yin and Cool. So these are my overlighting ascended masters. I will have other guys as well. And I have had many different guides come to me at different times, but these are the guys that are the ones that I can lean on. Okay. So if you're interested in that, you can PM me and I will, if you work out your number for you, I will find your number. Okay, because it is really lovely to have one being that you know is on your side, because it can be very overwhelming. And this is something for me for a long time. I was like, I know there's all these beautiful beings, I know there's all these angels, but how the hell do I know who to call up? So sometimes that's why we have oracle cards. So I would just say, for the highest and best good, my guides and angels help me. Da, da, da. Okay, so you can make a prayer, because some beings, we might even not be at the place that we can acknowledge that they will help us. For example, I have dragon guides, but for a long time, I wouldn't have felt able to receive them. Okay. So, and that's fine. So if you ask for your higher self guides and angels and the guides that work for the light, you will have those that you, even if you can't quite comprehend them yet, like maybe they're AET and they look like you wouldn't be able to see them because they're not so human looking, but they can still bring you the energies, okay, that and help you manifest your desires in this life, do your learning, and grow on a soul level. Okay, so okay, yeah. So I just wanted to tell you about this, and then we're going to do a little meditation now. Okay, mohikin halama. So if you want to do this meditation, please, please, please don't be doing this when you're driving. Hopefully, you haven't actually listened to me at all when you're driving. Certainly not watched it, but if you want to be involved, get comfortable, make sure you're not going to be disturbed. If you need to come back to this, obviously you can pause and come back to it because it's on YouTube. Um, just make yourself comfortable. Okay, and let's just center. Have some breaths. Long breath out, releasing all that's spent and done. Nice breath in, calling soul here now and present. Releasing breath out. Beautiful. Beautiful. Another breath in. Okay, beautiful. So centering inside your body, shutting your eyes or having soft gaze. Just allow yourself to become present to your body. Notice the weight of yourself on the chair or wherever you're sat. Notice your breath rising and falling. And what we're going to do is we're going to meet Horus and Quan Yin. Okay, as they are the ones that came to us. Okay, so they're just showing me. We're going to connect to Horus first. And if you feel like you'd like this, you just have to say yes. We're already in protected space. I called that prayer in right at the beginning. And we're asking that Horus comes to you now. You just seen him touch your forehead, your third eye. Okay. And he's going to put a manifestation vortex around you. Now, in the new year, I'll be teaching angelic vortex healing. And this is all about this energy, calling in energies that you would like and manifesting it through the energies in your energy field. Okay. So allowing yourself to receive that vortex, that manifestation vortex. Now, what they were just showing me is I want you to call to mind everything you'd like to manifest. Okay, the highest version, the most loving version, the most abundant, beautiful, harmonic version of it. Okay. And this can be for next year, it could be for tomorrow, it could be ongoing in the rest of your life. No need to specify necessarily. So it might be a beautiful home. I can see the home that I'd like to manifest, please. Beautiful, thank you. It might be holidays in certain places. Might be retreats with certain people you follow. You might like to run retreats. I know I'd like to be part of running retreats. That would be beautiful. Thank you. Might be visits to sacred places. I would like to visit all of the sacred places, known and otherwise, on earth, as guided in alignment with their highest good. And if you're not sure, you can say something and then add better and in alignment with my highest good. And then you don't need to have everything. Sometimes we just pick up on the mass consciousness. Oh, everyone's doing this. I want to do this. Maybe it's not for your highest good. Yeah. So you can really call in what's for your highest and best good. Maybe it's your soulmate partner. And don't think for a minute that that means you never have to do a day's work on your relationship, because you will be growing all the time, because you're probably not a perfected being like the rest of us. You might have things to learn, but you can certainly have a connection that's beautiful and nourishing. I'm very lucky to have that myself. It might be a different job. It might be your business. It might be writing a book, publishing a book, not just writing, right? Publishing a book. Might be income for in a way, or might be multiple income streams. It might be well-being and health for you and your family. Might be more money, whatever it is. It might be a soul-led career. Might be just living in the harmony and an alignment. So just think of all those things, okay, and just pop them in this beautiful vortex and see them being true. Okay, just see them being true. Don't have to do anything else. Don't have to know how they're going to happen. Don't have to think about how am I going to afford this or the other. Just be in the energy and believe in yourself and just let that energy surround you. Beautiful. I'm just getting now, we're going to switch now to Quan Yin's energy of enlightened action. And she's just touching your head as well. And I'm just getting here and here as well. So just allowing them to come into your energy field. If you'd like that, you can just say yes. And if you don't want that, it's fine. You can just observe and listen and let it pass over you. But this is the energy of taking and just seeing heart as well. So touching the heart. So just you'll be getting that activation that's right for you, but just sitting in the energy of taking the enlightened action, inspired action. And I want to remind you, this doesn't look like this is for me as anybody else that needs to hear. It's not constant action, okay? It's the next arising creative output. What's the next arising, the aligned creative output? Because we're not in the world on our own. Something that you want to do, you might be doing it in conjunction with other people, and you need to wait for the right time. So when you have that next arising time, when I followed my guidance to live in this flat, my partner moved in a month later. I didn't know him from Adam. He'd moved up from London to Newport in Wales to his parents' house, spent some time with them, moved into this flat. Our paths collided. We both made prayers to be with a partner. We came together. Had I been a year before, he been a year before, it wouldn't have worked. We might have thought, oh, why am I here? A month separate. And it took a year and a bit to get to, really connect. But it's timing. Connect, trust the timing. I read something very pertinent yesterday and it really hit me. Like, we rush things. We want it now. There is an energy of like, now, 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 now. I want this, I want this, I want this. And a lot of it comes from I'm not good enough unless I have that thing. And it's, compassion for all of it. We're not in no need to shame and blame ourselves for this. But it's just acknowledging, am I rushing? Yes. Does that mean I'm pushing somebody else out of their free will to get what I want? Probably. So let it go. Trust. This is why having the vortex and seeing it, feeling it, knowing, and then trusting it will come at the right time at the ebb and flow. We're not forcing trees to grow new leaves now. No, they're resting and then they'll naturally flourish in the spring. It's the same for us. There's a time and a place, a season and a reason. And I need to hear this as much as anyone else. So I know this. And what else do we need to know, Quan Yin? Trust yourself. One small step a day. That's how I write books. It doesn't have to be in a day. Sometimes it just boom, it all comes out. But actually, small steps building up, like shifting your diet habits, even. It might be like buying one more bunch of fruit, in your weekly shop and one less packet, one more veg, one less packet. Okay. To the point where my shop is mostly fruit and veg and maybe like coconut oil and maybe, I don't know, some spices, right? But most of it is just raw vegetable and fruit, okay? It wasn't always like that. And yeah, I eat cake. Yeah, I have a pizza once in a while, but majoritively, 95% of my diet, here's my smoothie from this morning. It's like a lot of natural products. But I wasn't born up. I was born up. I was born with about 80%. But don't try and do it all at once. It will just frag because when we make changes, it changes our neural pathways. So really don't hurt your brain. Okay, be kind. One new thing a week, one less thing a week that you want to stop, right? Being gentle, but the consistent action builds those habits. They become normal. Then it's easier to start on a new thing, and then it's easier to start on a new thing. All right. Let me just see what else. No, the main message here and from this teaching today is to trust that there are so many beings that want to help you, and all you need to do is pray. And it is one of my big things is to make prayers when I have clients. I open space for clients, make a prayer, and that's half the battle, right? Making a prayer of coherent energy and healing to happen, and it just starts happening. Okay, so prayer like this might be for us: dear high self, guides, and angels, overlit by God, Mother, Father, God, creator of all that is, source of all life. Thank you for supporting us all on this call and beyond, and all that watch it throughout space and time, for to support us in connecting to our higher selves and our guides and our angels. Thank you for guiding us to the people, the oracle cards, whatever it is that's going to support us to connect to them. Help us to see, feel, and know their presence in our lives. Thank you for sharing your wisdom with us. Thank you for supporting us in being the best that we can be in all areas of our life for our best and highest good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is, so it is, so it is. And you can make prayers. You can make prayers up. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just make a start, okay? The same with these guys, all right? I remember years ago reading something. It was on the Lighthouse Summit. The Summit Lighthouse. It's an American organization that have a lot of teachings on from Saint Germain and from a couple that did a lot of work with Saint Germain in the 1930s in America. And it was a teaching from Lord Kuthumi, another ascended master. I'll see if I can find his picture. And it said how, somebody had said, like, how do we know we're good enough? And he was like, you don't need to, you just need to come. Like, we'll take you as you are. All right, that's Lord Kuthumi there. Now, I had a picture. God, I wonder where that picture is. I saw a picture of him in a friend of mine's shop, and it was a laminated card of him, and I thought it was Jesus, and I was like, oh my God. And it was like it was a real picture, like it was a photo, because he was alive in like the late 1800s, so there would have been photographs. And I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, God, it's not Jesus. I wonder who that is. And then I clicked, because I'd been doing a lot of work and reading up about these masters and just feeling so like, oh my God, these beings are just amazing. I'm so humbled to know that they exist, and I feel so drawn to them and their teachings. And then so I took it home and then started reading a bit more. And then he appeared. He appeared in a vision, and he was basically telling me to change the name of my book, right? It was going to be called Breaking Out Bipolar, and it's not. It's Who Called You Crazy? You Having a Spiritual Awakening, because we wanted, and it's true, I understand it, the slant to be on the spiritual awakening and the nature of existence rather than bipolar, because to me it's a very two-dimensional name for a set of circumstances in somebody's life. And so that was really helpful. But come as you are is the point. Show up, make your prayers, and your life will change. Yeah, it really, really will change. And just keep asking for the help. They will help you. They will help you in any aspect of your life. If it's for your highest and best good, right? They're not going to help you run someone over or like win the lottery if it's not going to be in your highest and best good. If it is, then they will, right? So I think that is enough for today. I am wishing you such a beautiful Christmas, such a beautiful Christmas and solstice. Obviously, we've got solstice. I think it's like somebody said it's 2 to 4 on Sunday here, the 21st. Okay. So it's the moment where it's like the planet. We get to the point around the sun, right? Where we're furthest away, and now it's the light's coming back, right? So it's the longest night. Whatever it is you do to celebrate in whatever modality or belief systems or whatever reality you're enjoying, many blessings to you. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. I hope you can take some downtime. I hope you can take some time and connect to your heart and soul, to spirit, to the guides and angels that want to help us, to nature, and let yourself be supported, okay? And Just so much love to you and your family, and take it easy. Be kind to yourself, and tune in because after Christmas, I will be offering 12 days of Christmas, tiny bite-sized things that you can do to bring more peace and joy into your life. So, so much love, so many blessings to you, and I'll see you again on Ascension TV online. If you want to find out more about the work I do, go to my website, openlotusliving.com, and if you go to /resources, there's loads of free free PDFs rather, these workbooks where there are basically journal prompts, contemplation, self-inquiry prompts for you to come to peace in your life, and that is overlit by Quan Yin and Cool. So much love to you all. I will see you again soon, and happy rest of 2025 and on into 2026. Bye for now. Happy Christmas. Happy Christmas.